Hello, everybody.
Hey.
How is everyone doing tonight? I trust that we are all well.
Yes.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Yes.
Welcome, everyone, to Totally Us Unscripted, where we inspire intentional living. We are back again. Listen, if you were here last week, oh Lord. Pull it. If you were here last week, listen, we had an amazing conversation. And so we are here tonight just to continue that conversation. But before we jump into that, as we do every single
Every
week,
single time.
well, let me do the introduction. I'm Winsome.
I'm Sharita.
I'm Sylvia Carroll.
She's Sylvia
No,
Carroll.
tonight is
Yes.
Sylvia Carroll.
All right. Awesome. So let us present our Black-owned business as we do every single week. And Sharita informed us last week that this month is the National Black Business Month. Right?
Not Black History. Sorry.
And so tonight I want to feature Dudamus Capital Financial Services, Mr. Al Beam. He's actually my financial advisor, and he's getting my money all the way together. All right. So, Dunamis, yes, you do. They offer tailored and comprehensive financial planning strategies that works best for your goals. So they specialize in retirement planning, investment management, and insurance strategies. I think his Facebook page is on the screen as well as his website. Yeah. Go and check him out. If you are really iffy about your retirement, don't really know how to work the stock market, all of that good stuff, he is such a great teacher and will steward your money well. I can attest to that. So get your money together, wealth building. This is the moment to build wealth. All right. So that's our feature.
All right, get your money right.
Yes.
All right. My
Yes.
goodness. Well, of course, we know why we are here. We are here to inspire intentional living. If you haven't picked that up by now, then
you're under a rock.
Or something's happening. Yeah. But I want to say this with this quote. They keep missing that. We're trying to inspire intentional living. Yes. I don't know what show you're watching.
Right.
But here's what I want to say. Here's a quote I have, guys, and it says, when your values are clear to you, making decisions becomes easier.
Amen.
All right. That's Roy E. Disney. Yeah. And so here is the question. What are your values?
Right.
And how are they helping you make intentional decisions?
That's good.
That's really
good. I was like, that's so good. That's
Mr. Roy. Because we value friendship, so we keep that intentional.
Yeah, we have to be intentional about what you value. Yeah. And so when your values are clear to you, guess what? Making decisions becomes easier.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is. I was like, I really love that quote. Really gave insight to what we're doing here.
Yes.
Inspiring intentional living.
All right.
Ooh, it's time to get down to it, baby.
No, I was trying to draw it out. I'm trying to draw it out.
Let's get back into it.
Yeah, they all over me. Let's go.
Yeah, because we're ready to get into the conversation again. We are back for part two. You asked, and we are delivering.
Yes.
My God.
All you gotta do is ask.
All you gotta do is ask, and you shall do what?
Receive.
Yes. Okay. All right. So part two with our questions. We are going to be doing the same format that we did on last week.
Okay.
All right. So we have some numbers that they did not ask.
Okay.
So on acceptance
answer
and rejection. Right. Or answer.
All right.
You are right. All right.
And I'm leaving the show.
Well, that's your cue. You can walk stage left. Since you're on the left of me,
that's my cue.
Let's hit it. All right. Okay, so you all know the drill, so we're going to go ahead.
All right,
again, just for you all who don't know acceptance is the action or process, if you're just tuning in for the first time, of being received as adequate or like suitable to be a part of community, of groups, or in a certain space, okay? And rejection, of course, is the total opposite. Not being received. You refuse to have, take, and recognize something or someone, okay? So acceptance, rejection, all right? So with that being said, who wants to start with acceptance or rejection?
All right, so I'll go with rejection to start.
All right.
I don't know what numbers are left.
Okay, you don't know what numbers are left? That's all right. You don't have to know what
Okay, so just give me a question.
Let's just do this.
Yes,
let's just do this tonight.
Okay,
all right. So, rejection.
Okay.
What type of rejection hurts the most in your opinion? What type of rejection hurts the absolute most? Like to the core.
I think the way that I would answer that is the rejection of my person. Meaning the me that I am authentically. Because sometimes I consider rejection is when I'm not allowed to show up in my fullness for whatever reason.
Okay.
So for me, it's the rejecting of the person of who I am. The circumstances, I guess, around me not being able to show up in my fullness. You know, like you know when you have a purpose and a plan in your life, on your life, right? You know when God has something that is designated for you. And I know you asked one of the questions last time. I can't remember which one it was, but it was talking about the acceptance question of how did you want to be accepted, or what part of you or whatever. And I thought about that as Sharita was answering, right? And I thought about the care that I have for people, like the desire that I have to see people win.
Okay.
And so when that part of me doesn't have access, that for me hurts the deepest.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody want to tag in?
I think it was a very solid answer.
Y'all know she over there cringing with these questions.
It was a very solid answer, guys.
Okay, all right. Okay. So with that being said, then I think that was a very good answer.
I'm gonna go with acceptance. I don't know exactly. Let me think.
That's all right.
What numbers we have
here? You don't have to know.
So we're just asking.
I'm just gonna ask. Don't worry about it. Let's just go. All right. Should we accept just anything from others? Do you feel that we should accept just anything from others?
Well,
that's a trick question.
I mean, is that like?
No, it's not.
Should we accept just anything from others? I will answer that and say I do not feel like we should just accept anything, because some things can be very harmful to us.
Okay.
When we accept certain things that can be very harmful, detrimental physically or mentally to us, you know. Sometimes more mental part you don't know until you actually have got into it, but to just accept like somebody slapping me in my face or beating me up, that's unacceptable.
Of course.
That's automatic unacceptable. And so should we accept just anything from others? No. Because some things are unacceptable.
Yeah.
Or they wouldn't have made the word unacceptable, which means not to accept.
Because, you know, sometimes some people feel like we should just accept them as they are. Right?
Okay, in that sense.
Go ahead.
But I agree. I agree that I need to accept people as they are. But then I have to accept the responsibility of my proximity to said person.
Okay.
Like I can accept that you love to cuss. That's cool. Do you. Like if that's your thing, that's your thing. But in my presence, I prefer not to have to contend with that.
Right.
So then I monitor my interactions with that person.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really not out here trying to be Holy Spirit, trying to change people, because that's his job.
Mm-hmm.
That's his job to convict people and all of that, right?
Okay.
So be you and let God deal with the authentic you, but then I have to take responsibility and accept where then do I put myself in proximity to that person.
So do you feel we just accept anything from others?
I accept that person for who they are, but then I accept responsibility for my proximity to that person.
Right.
If you are just a harmful person, you just harm people with your mouth, that's who you are. I can't change it, so I have to accept it because I can't change it.
Right.
But then I don't have to put myself in a situation where you are harming me with your words.
Right.
Yeah.
And kind of us being actually an example sometimes to them of some of the things that they are not doing that we don't agree with, that they could possibly switch over to, that is positive.
Right. Like, I think, girl, I could go down a rabbit trail with this one, so I'm just going to pause right here.
Okay.
Never mind.
Well, I'm looking at you. Wait, see what you finna say. We pausing. What happened? Who hit the pause button? Play.
Okay.
Oh, God.
All right. Yeah, because there are some other good ones I want to get to.
All right.
So, all right. So that.
So you the one hit the pause button.
Yeah, no worries.
Karen, you hit the pause button.
I hit it. Pause.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right.
All right.
Sister.
So go ahead. Rejection.
Rejection.
Go ahead.
We going back to
Yep.
rejection. So we going
Yeah,
back.
we flip flopping.
Yeah, we flip flopping.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. What does rejection teach us in your own words?
Lord.
What does rejection
It's me.
teach us? Because rejection does have a message in it itself. I know we think about the negativity of it, but rejection does have a message. So
Wow.
Geez.
That's such a good question, because when you think about messaging and messages, what I think of is, does that rejection, I think of a question, does that rejection then force me to have to make changes within my own self? Right? Does that rejection then have to teach me, like, you need to be more self-aware, like you need to be more self-assured, like you need to be more self-confident, right? Like, what is that? I think for me, it would circle back to that. It's like, how do you see yourself that you would even welcome rejection from a person? You know what I'm saying? Why am I taking it as rejection if you don't want to be in my circle or, a part of my crowd or whatever? Maybe it's you and it's not me, So I think it will cause me to have to look at myself to be like, okay, why are you taking it so personal? Or what you got going on that you have to have this particular person's approval?
Right. And that comes with growth. And that's something that you kind of said with that. It comes with growth. Rejection is growth sometimes. So that's a message in itself. And it can cause us to either keep trying or try a new pathway too, as well, that we probably wouldn't even try.
Yeah. And I think too, for me, I think rejection also causes me, and I'm thinking actually of real life experiences, it causes me to then determine who is fit to be in my circle. Because the rejection of me then allows me to know that you're not fit to be in my circle. It's not that I'm not fit to be in your circle. It's that you're not fit to be in my circle. You know what I'm saying? I got to flip that thing, because if I don't, then I'm going to be walking around moping, talking about they don't, no, you don't fit for me, because you go around rejecting people.
Right.
That's not how my circle rolls, so.
Okay.
Circles and squares.
And rectangles. Let's go for it.
And triangles.
Right.
Hey.
Because people hit circles and they get little squares.
Yeah.
Triangles, rectangles, whatever your polygon is.
Ovals.
Hey. Whatever your shape.
We're going with it.
Whatever your shape.
Yeah, we're going with it. All right. So let's go.
Well, I mean, if we flip-flopping.
You don't have to flip-flop.
You
You
don't
can
have
stay on rejection.
Okay. Nope. Let's go to acceptance.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. What do you feel makes acceptance difficult?
Ooh, I wanted that question.
Well, you can.
I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Me.
Go for it.
What makes acceptance difficult?
What makes acceptance difficult?
Oh, that's a good question.
It is. It is.
I want to chime in on that.
You want me to chime in? I'll chime in. When I thought about this question, what makes acceptance difficult? I thought about when people try sometimes to be something that they are not, and they want to be accepted. So, what you all think about that?
I think that's the true statement, because sometimes when you're not that, you're trying very hard to be accepted into something that you're not even really connected to.
Okay.
So that could be a difficult thing when you're trying to be accepted into something that is just not made for you.
Or what if it is something that you really want to be, but you're just trying too hard?
Well, some things we want to be will cause us to have to go through the process of looking at ourselves to make changes. Y'all, we just talked about that. So, okay, I'll go, for instance, some of us are wanting to be a part of sororities or social clubs or things like that. And there are requirements to be a part.
Now, community service.
You ain't got no grade, no GPA.
Right.
So now you done got this sense of rejection feeling because they said no, you don't qualify.
But
even jobs,
even a job, even when you went and aspired to do it or whatever, you know you didn't meet the qualifications, because there has to be order. There has to be some qualifications to some things.
So what makes it difficult to be accepted? Now you need to be looking at how do I change who I am or what I need to do so I could qualify.
Okay.
That's friendships, jobs, whatever. If you don't qualify for the friendship, then you need to figure it out.
And you may not be able to be accepted by these group of people. They want to accept you, but you keep showing yourself differently, even though you know you don't identify with some other things, you still keep drifting that way. And so you still want to be accepted by this group, but you want, I'll say it like this, you want to be all things to all groups.
A chameleon.
Yes, you want to be a part of everything, and you just can't be a part of everything.
Why are you a chameleon? Write that down. Because that chameleon just gave
you life.
You're trying to be a chameleon. Stop it.
Stop it. Just be who you are.
Yeah. And whatever is for you is going to still be for you.
That's true.
You know why acceptance is difficult for me? It's because, and it goes back to what I mentioned last week. I think it's difficult for me because it has nothing to do with me.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with me. It is the other person's right to accept or not to accept. So at the end of the day, I can have this image, I can come with all the qualifications or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's up to that other person. Like, I can't accept myself into a group. The group has to open up to invite me in.
Okay.
Anything outside of that is forced. That's a forced entry. So that's why I think it makes it difficult when I think about it. Because, it's not about me. It's about somebody else. And so I'm relinquishing my right and I'm turning it over to them to say, yes, I accept you, or no, I don't accept you.
Yeah. And sometimes people start accepting pieces of people. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's keep it going.
You all right?
I was going to reiterate what you just said, but I could not remember the words. So it was really good. All of this, guys, is taking me out the game. So I'm just...
But we're trying to help you live too with some of these lessons and see yourself maybe in some of these things and trying to just help you live.
Forced entry. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Don't force.
It's not.
If you just be yourself, authentically you, You'll be fine.
In other words, like our friendship is not forced
At all.
It wasn't forced.
Still,
I know what people think. It wasn't forced.
Not at all.
We still not forcing.
Yeah, no,
just us, and we're allowed to
totally
be just
us. Unscripted, because we really don't know what's
going to happen. Unscripted things
like,
that happen.
Soul conversations, unscripted.
All right, so moving forward, are we going to rejection or acceptance?
All right, my last one gonna be rejection.
Okay, then you're gonna move over to acceptance.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ooh. All right. Hey. So I'm gonna ask you this one, since this is gonna be your last one for rejection.
Okay.
Why do you think, and I know you can probably really identify with this one.
Okay.
Some people are rejected specifically in leadership positions.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that question.
Yes.
Okay.
Why do you think some people are rejected specifically in leadership positions?
Well, I think that has to do with the power differential.
Okay.
Because there's a difference, right, between power and position and authority that people think that they have when people are in a place of leadership. So if I am a leader and you my bestie and I get promoted, now you feel like I have more power over you. And so that in and of itself can cause an issue, right? I'm a part of the admin team at one of the admin teams at FAU, and people are always talking about the admin team.
Right.
It's just the concept around leadership. You could attempt to be the best leader. You could attempt to, try to be fair and equitable. Just the mere fact that you are in a position of leadership, there is always this tension between this power struggle, this power differential. What are you doing with your power? How are you using your power? And so I think in leadership, we just have to get used to the fact that there's going to be somebody somewhere that doesn't appreciate the fact that we're in this place. And with that is going to come the constant rejections.
That was so good. I can't even say what I was going to say. That was really good.
So if you're a leader on the line,
you're
part of the admin teams or supervising teams or the council or the core team, whatever they call it, that just
somebody's always going to have something to say.
Just because you want
just
that
because,
team.
And they think that they can do it better than you,
right?
But they'll never make it there, so we would never know.
Correct.
No. So just continue to show up and do what you are supposed to do.
Oh, that's good. Just show up.
Continue to show up.
Because I think all of us here are on some type of admin team or leadership role. And I tell myself every day, Shirley, please show up.
Yes.
Because it's not easy. Like, you want to be someone, hey, you can do it. Go for it.
Right.
But, I think people think they can replace something that they're not even fit for.
That part.
That's true.
Because it's a different kind of pressure, a different kind of... Ain't nobody just sitting around looking around all day. Right. It's real deal. Handling this happening and management. Yeah. And if you can't even manage your house...
Okay, pull
it in.
Pull it in.
Shout out to almost both me.
But also with leadership, with rejection too. Sometimes they reject you when sometimes you even show like the human side of you because they feel like you're supposed to be on all the time. And then when you do let your guard down just a little bit and show an emotional moment or something like that, then you can become rejected too as well. Yeah. Like they acting like that. They shouldn't be a leader or something like that. When you are human as well, and you're allowed to have those moments. So even in leadership, you're allowed to have a moment. It's okay, but continue to get up and show up.
Write that down. All right, I'm going for rejection 1000, Alex.
All right. All right. In your own opinion, in what capacity are others most rejected in? And I'll give you a couple. Like, is it work, community, church, relationships? What capacity are others you feel most rejected in?
All of them.
Okay.
All of them.
We go with all of them.
I think all of them, depending on what job you are on, what community project or community group you're involved in, what church and relationship and where you at. I think all of them can serve as a pinpoint of rejection. You will receive rejection in any one of those places. I don't think one outweighs the other. Because the people there, to go back to what you say, you're looking at the people who maybe are part of these different areas or places. You know, sometimes the people there. That's the reason why.
When I thought about the question, I thought about relationships, just specifically because relationships has to do with each and every one of those. And if you're not able to build relationships, then you're gonna flop. It's gonna be a flop. It's gonna be a flop. It is, and it's gonna be some type of rejection there. It's a flop because you gotta be able to master building relationships in every area across the board. Okay.
Big facts.
All right. All right. All right. So let's go.
Okay.
You on acceptance now, right?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
How much time we got?
Oh my God, we 3 minutes.
We got 3 minutes left. Oh goodness. Okay, let me ask.
That's a good one.
Oh gosh.
Let's let sister wrap that thing up.
Do you feel we should go against our beliefs and our opinions and or our values to be accepted in some areas in life?
No. That's my first answer. That just, off the top of my head.
Right.
No, because what someone is saying yes to is not the authentic you. So what happens when the real you wants to show up? When the real you wants to enter the room because you're tired of pretending? When somebody done said yes to the fake you, now we supposed to adjust to accommodate the real you? It's too much. Right. So just show up as the real you.
Yes.
So that I can, again, make a determination, grant you consent. Right? As to whether or not I want you to be a part of this. Right? But at least I'll have proper intel.
Yes.
Give me proper intel.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
So give me proper intel so I can decide.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to consent.
Yep.
Now, are they signing papers or what are they doing? Signing papers for consent to be?
No, it's like us.
Contract?
It's like us. We gave consent by the presenting opportunities for us to create a community. That was the granting of consent.
So we
didn't sign a contract. No, we ain't sign a contract. But I mean, we can if we need to.
We trying to go in this people with your paper talking about sign this consent for you to be accepted.
So again, you should not go against your beliefs or your values to be accepted in some areas. And I know we see that a lot of times in the workplace. I guess we're wrapping it up.
Yes. What you give them their last final tips?
Last final tips. Just making sure that you actually show up who you are authentically yourself. And even as I just said before, remembering your core values of who you are. Sometimes change is good, but just showing up of who you are and the rest will follow. Yeah.
So show up, guys.
Show up.
Thank you for showing up to our show tonight.
As your real self, not your fake self.
And know that you will have rejection in life. It's a part of life.
It's a part of life. That's right.
It is a part of life.
It is.
So when we come back on the following week, we'll have some things for you, maybe some tips or something, how to deal with rejection. Maybe that.
Oh, okay.
You know, because we always leave them with something.
Yes,
you gotta
we do.
give them something.
We do.
And so again, we'll see you all next week, same time, same station.
All right.
Bye.